Hello, everybody. We're going live here and just getting some things set up for the moment. If anyone's joining us in here, this is going to be Pat the Partner episode 16 today.
Man, we're already at 16 episodes.
I know. Time flies when you're having fun and talking about so much drama.
Oh, so much. It's great, though. I'm digging it.
It is. Twitch lives off of this stuff. Like, that's how they do it. I mean, it's a drama platform, man. We're all just talking shit and doing who knows what.
That is very true. I mean, well, if you think about it, it's like the whole thing where bad news always attracts more people than positive news. That's why our news outlets that mostly focus on negative news all the time. So this is going to be interesting.
That's true.
I like it. It's fun.
I agree.
It's fun talking about the drama.
Hello, Mac Raven. I see you there. How you doing? Okay, I am going to, our backup recording is live. We'll just dive right into this then and cover. Tonight we're talking about the Russian firm sues Twitch for $3 billion, why Twitch is still king of live gaming and streaming. Drama, this one was serious about the Toddler being thrown on Twitch. And finally wrapping up with an educational portion of Channel Points. So let's do that now.
Wait, what? The Toddler? I didn't even hear about this. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we'll save that for almost last before Channel Points. That's where I have it in there. Let's do it. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of the Pat the Partner podcast. My name is Kyle, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Gnarly Nate. How you doing this week, Nate?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing this week, Kyle?
Oh, I'm doing well, just working myself to death. We also, by the way, fun note, it is a week until Christmas, by the way. So if you didn't,
I did not even know that.
If anyone else wanted some added stress in their life, it is next Wednesday. So that's what's happening. But leading into that, we've got some crazy news here today. We're going to cover 3 different news stories, and then we're going to talk about Twitch launching officially out of beta their Channel Points program. So if you're interested in using Channel Points, we'll be talking about some ways you can maximize that. And some of its drawbacks, but there's a silver lining to it, I think. And again, we'll touch on that as we get closer. Let's look at this big one. A Russian firm sues Twitch for $3 billion over illegal Premier League soccer streams. What?
That seems, that looks really fantastic. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, this is on Polygon I'm pulling from. Third largest internet provider in Russia, the Rambler Group, I guess it's a formal name, recently filed a suit against Amazon-owned Twitch for $3 billion. Rambler Group claims that Twitch breached Rambler Group's exclusive broadcasting rights of Premier League soccer matches numerous times since August of 2019. So to me, that sounds like basically Rambler has these exclusive rights to broadcast, but yet probably because Twitch is rebroadcasting things, like just people on the platform, so they're going after them for money, it looks like.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't, I'm a sports guy, like I like sports, and I follow almost all of them, and I didn't see anything where they actually like did Premier League soccer. Maybe it's just not targeted towards my searches or something, but I've never seen it. So it must be from someone else rebroadcast is probably what it is.
I'm thinking so. Let's dive deeper into this. So according to a translation of Rambler Group's accusations via the BBC, originating from the Russian website Kommersant, Twitch breached Rambler Group's exclusive streaming rights more than 36,000 times in 2019's final months. Rambler Group seeks to ban Twitch entirely from Russia over the breach, as they've purchased exclusive English Premier League streaming rights for Russia earlier this year. Whoa.
There goes your acrylic people trying to come in and say, weird things in the chat, Kyle. So you got that taken care of.
I love that you called them the acrylic people.
No, acrylic is no Cyrillic.
Cyrillic, yeah, but I love that you call them acrylic anyway.
Well, hey, listen, guys.
They got their acrylics on. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
I thought they were a crafting country. Okay.
I mean, so they want to ban it out of the whole country. Twitch's lawyer for the suit told that news agency in Russia, Kommersant, that Twitch isn't responsible. Quote unquote, Twitch only provides users with access to the platform and is unable to change the content posted by users or track possible violations. Twitch has not responded to Polygon's request for comment, so on and so forth. But basically, I guess Russia's public statement in that Rambler group, our suit against, quote unquote, our suit against Twitch is to defend our exclusive rights to broadcast English Premier League matches, and we will continue to actively combat pirate broadcasts. Woo.
Man, I think that exactly what's going to happen here. It's going to probably end up falling. They're going to be like, well, it's just we don't control what these people are uploading. I don't know. This is where like Article 13 or whatever article is switched over to, and net neutrality and all those other fun things are going to come into play. Because, I mean, YouTube is having the same issues right now as well too, where now it's like, well, it's no longer the broadcaster or the content creator's fault. It's now the platform's fault for letting them do this. And that's where we're having all these issues right now, Very, very good point there. That is such a large tie-in. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. This is, I guess, going to hit Moscow courts December 20th of this year. So today's the 18th. 2 days from now, it'll see some light. Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about this many times in the past. To Twitch's detriment, I think that we've discussed how this has hurt the algorithm, where it's harder to be discovered because Twitch doesn't really know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it, and that's where it plays into this. This article, I will say, as a final note for it, does point out how Twitch launched a lawsuit against those illegally broadcasted porn things on their website. So who knows if they actually decide to go and do anything about this? Naivete is a big portion. Like, unless you are in the business of dealing with this Rambler group, like unless you're someone that's working at a company doing this, how would you know you're not allowed to rebroadcast that? Or would you care? Especially as that's why it's gonna this could be very pivotal, because if, say, this Rambler group does sue them and get $3 billion, or even if they fail in court and they're like, well, it's the broadcasters all around the world, so they don't really know what's happening, and then Twitch gets banned in Russia, it's almost like a lose-lose in both situations. But if they win, we're going to be seeing a lot more strict things happen on our platform for Twitch, and it's going to be crazy. Actually, I think it's going to umbrella, and it's going to hit like Mixer as well too, and whatever else.
I think you're very
you gotta
right.
Really watch.
I mean,
what happens with YouTube happens usually. It's like YouTube's the biggest. YouTube's the big dog. And that gets hit first, no matter what, and then it kind of trickles down, then hits Twitch, and then it trickles down Mixer, whatever else is there. I don't actually. Facebook probably will be all right. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I just wonder what that even looks like. I mean, are they going to hire content police to go through and just like observe more channels? That's probably something that should be happening more anyway, to be honest. Like, I'm not asking us to be policed more thoroughly as a broadcaster, but we also know on the flip side, definitely conversation number 3 or news article number 3 today, we're going to see what happens when people aren't watching any Twitch streams and the dangers that that brings out. But I mean, I don't know what this looks like. Like, do you just have someone that scours directories all day? I feel like they kind of do that, right? They have some staff members, but how do you keep tabs on thousands and thousands of broadcasts that last for 8 hours a piece and you never know what they're doing? I mean, what's the reality of this?
That's the huge thing. It's just like, if you think about it, it's just information that we're uploading, which is original content stuff. And it's just going to Twitch, uploading, bam, right then and there. So it's very, very hard to do it. I mean, I know that they have services that use, like, they monitor wavelengths that come through, but they only can do that. That's how all the videos get muted, right. Your past broadcasts, because it just takes these wavelengths, matches them up, and it's an automatic system. So it really just kind of boils down to they can't do it live, though. That's the only thing. So it's going to be really hard to really monitor it. So maybe they'll do something like people in good standings get to do other things, or reward people. I have no clue how they're going to deal with this, though.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I mean, like you said, there's the wavelength tracking and everything. I assume, did YouTube YouTube's been integrating more of their algorithm viewing the video and like actually ripping apart pixel by pixel tracking sort of stuff like that. That's the fear of the Copa thing, where they're going to track colors in the videos, and that's how they're going to discern if it's child friendly or not. So I don't know what the reality of that is for live streaming. I don't know if you can apply the same software on that sort of scale, but probably, I guess, as computers get bigger and better, and as AI stuff, machine learning gets better.
Yeah, but the huge thing
Maybe?
is people are going to be able to manipulate the system. That's the whole
True.
thing. It's like as soon as it's like, oh, bright colors, I'm going to be like, all right, well, okay, well, let's just
Yeah.
go all dark and like red and whatever
Desaturate
else.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I feel like that's the problem with the live streaming space, and I could actually see the live streaming space shrinking or getting curtailed if this happens.
I will admit something that I think is funny is PewDiePie on YouTube
Oh,
went in there and he changed the voices and he watched Dr. Phil clips because he didn't want to get demonetized. So he watched them and he changed the voices to see if they were tracking the wavelengths, and he's also changed the colors on the like the saturations and things, trying to beat the algorithm system so he can still get monetized for his videos. So he's trying his hardest to try to get stuff out there.
well, and we actually I didn't even put that in the news this week. Should we discuss that? You know a little bit about what PewDiePie's up to. Do you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of broadcasters and a lot of content creators lately have been going through kind of like a weird depression, like a unbelievable amount of them.
Yeah, I've
And
seen reports.
yeah, PewDiePie is no exception to the rule. He's been feeling down about it as well, and all the everything that's going on in the whole content space with the drama, the cancelings, and everything else. So he decided to back out of YouTube. I don't know how long he's going to be in there. I think I heard 6 months. It could be a little less or a little longer. But he's going to be bowing out as well too, because he just feels like he needs a break to get his creative juices flowing as well. And it's just not him. There's a lot of people that have quit as well too. So it's one of those situations where it's like this might be time for us to shine as smaller casters or like beginning casters, because there's some shoes to be filled out there, or it could be the end of content creating as we know it.
It is so hard to say because it's like what you pointed out. I mean, when the big dogs, when the top dogs move aside, does it actually allow room for people to grow in that space? I mean, there's great logical arguments of why it would, though at the same time, as we've seen, we talked about, I think just last week with the moving over to Mixer sort of thing, when Shroud and them moved, I don't know. What I haven't seen a stat for is, did all those people even stay with Twitch, or did they leave Twitch? Like, if Ninja leaves Twitch, does Mixer grow? No. Does Twitch grow? Or, I mean, so do they even retain those people? We don't know that one. Like, do we know they're not leaving for another platform, but are they even staying with the platform? Or are they just throwing their hands up in the air and like doing TikTok or something else as viewers? Like, not sure. Hard to say.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering too, because it's just like, I mean, we can see the stats if it's grown or if it didn't grow and all this other stuff, and people went over, people didn't go over, so we don't really know 110% of all the statistics with it. But I would love to see what happens, but that would be so. I mean, we have like, I think, what is it, like a couple or 11 million, 24 million people visit the platform a day, so it'd be hard to keep track of all those people.
Well, we should be getting new Q4 stats out soon. So that's as quarter four wraps up, we should have a better idea of what happened. Like, it'll be very interesting to see if Twitch like grew or shrunk. Fun side conversation for a quick second, that I was talking to some non-Twitch users who were bringing up how they know of Twitch because it's on the Amazon packaging, that's on the tape on the Amazon boxes that they get. But I was like, oh my gosh, my friend and I just talked about this on a podcast not long ago, how Amazon sends that out and there's the Twitch name, but no, like, that does not translate to people actually knowing what Twitch is. They're just like, oh yeah, you're the guy from the label on the packages. And it's like, okay, sure. So I don't know, Amazon, Twitch, you guys, they should have sent out little freebie cards or something in there this year to subscribe to people. I think we talked about that, but I don't know. I was just interesting that came up again to people that didn't have any idea. But I really want these stats. I want to know what's happening. I want to know if Twitch grew in Q4. I want to know if they shrunk. It's just going to be very interesting to see that.
I mean, I can't believe Ninja's been with Mixer that long, because we got the Q3 stats and I was like, oh wow, in 3 months, and now we're almost at like 6 months of them being there. Like, it's going to be, I really, really, really am excited to see what those are going to look like, because now we got Shroud going over there, King Goliath, and then that Ewok girl, and then, so I don't know.
That is true. We did point out a couple other people, and people have signed those contracts with Twitch too, which I think is what ties into this next article. It's from the New York Times of all places, under their business category. Ooh, fancy. It says why Twitch is still the king of live game streaming. Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, and others are spending millions on video game streaming to compete with Amazon's Twitch in a fight to court millennials. So it goes on to say, Microsoft paid millions to lure a top video game streaming star. Facebook signed an exclusive streaming deal with the largest esports company in the world. Twitter streamed Fortnite's collapse into a black hole. And despite their efforts to grab a larger slice of the video game arena, they haven't put a dent in Twitch. So, yeah, it does feel like everyone's trying their hardest. But I wonder if Twitch is kind of having that Facebook syndrome where because it's tried and true, because all my friends are there, that's why I'm going to stay there no matter who leaves the platform.
I think that does have a lot to play in with it. And I also think brand loyalty has another massive impact, especially now that we have just as the whole entire world have moved more into its like capitalistic ways where it's like we buy Procter and Gamble because it's, it's the brand we know. It's the brand we trust. Do we want to get this indie brand that's like, has like we never heard of? It's almost like, no, you go with what is you have heard of before. So with Mixer going in there, Mixer's hopping over, and it's like the thing is, if Mixer, I think they could do well if they slapped like a Microsoft logo on them so people know. But I just think people are going to be with Twitch because their brand loyalty.
I have to agree with you. This article also reminds us, because we discussed this a while back, but it says Mixer maintains just 3.2% of the live streaming market and only grew 0.2% in the third quarter. And that's according to Stream Elements right there. So, wow. I think you're right. I think brand loyalty is huge. A lot of us, actually, to the idea of brand loyalty, people are very scared of who they give their credit card information to for good reason. It is, like you said, one of those things we're already embedded in the community. If you've got a if you've got a sub going on to somebody, if you've got bit badges going on, if you've got spare bits in your account, still, there's all those minor factors that play into that idea of I'm here. Maybe even you've been donating things to get those emotes over the last couple months, right? Like all those fun ones that have come out, holiday themed and such. People like that stuff, and the idea of giving away anything to go to a competitor that just doesn't have the diversity and the depth, the reach, all that stuff, that's a hard sell for an audience member, I would assume.
Oh yeah, no, there's still things like I like Ninja, and he got the shoe deal, so he now has a shoe with Adidas, and it's actually pretty ugly, but some people will probably think it's cool, but it has Ninja slapped on the side of these Adidas shoes, and on the other side it's like it's time or something like that. And the thing is, I just got sidetracked, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, so a lot of people are doing these things. So, I follow Mixer. I go to Mixer a lot and watch it. The only issue I'm having with it is like their mobile app is like garbage. Like if I would cast the stream onto my TV, which is usually how I watch a lot of like larger broadcasters, and I cast it up onto the TV, like it lags, like it's like every 10 seconds it skips, and there's still like it's not like a very polished website, honestly.
That's gross. Yeah, that makes it even less accessible in the house. So not interested, man. That's one of those things. I will admit, as much as I have my huge gripes with Twitch, I don't see myself going anywhere else than Twitch. I'm a big into watching YouTube. Like, I watch way more YouTube than I do Twitch, but I don't touch their live streaming. For me, when I think of live streams, I think of Twitch, and that's where I go. And that's where they have capitalized and kind of excelled in the marketplace, is when you say live streaming, I say Twitch.
That's what
screwed.
Yeah, but it's established itself for the longest time. It's been established.
It really has. Let's see. This is where I wanted to see. There's a stat in here. I might need to reread the context for this, but in the same New York Times article, it says the platform had one of the biggest tweets about gaming last year, and 2019 is likely to be even bigger with a... What? In 2019 is supposed to be even bigger. What is this article going on about? This is just published the other day. It was published on the 15th. I think maybe that was a typo. They mean 2020 is supposed to be even bigger with 20% increase the conversations. so far. Okay, I'm not really sure what this article is going on about. I thought that stat might be useful, but I don't know if the New York Times people know what they're talking about. This stuff tends to perplex journalists when they start writing about these modern texts and they're trying to apply an old stance. No offense to whoever authored this piece, but there were some lines I read here that were out of sync, like referring to Stream Elements as an analytical firm. They're not. They're not an analytics firm in the way I would describe them. I mean, anyway, I think this kind of goes in to say if the New York Times is picking it up, that's worth something. That means the business world's getting a little more centric around it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm just very interested to watch how these guys shake out over the next couple months. It'll be very interesting to check in by Q2 of 2020. Like, I'm very excited to see where the stats are 1 year post Ninja.
Yeah, it's going to be. He was doing well today though. He had like 10K people watching, which is nothing compared to his couple months with 90K people. But it seems like he's doing a little bit better than what he was.
That's good. I mean, I want nothing but the best for the guy in the sense of, he is out there and he is in things. He was in the video game awards last week or whatever. So that was kind of cool that he, made his little appearance there and did his thing. They had him as a presenter, but it's going to be interesting to see how Mixer plays into the larger media landscape and for entertainment as a whole. Like, are they going to start getting these streamers sort of like PR things? Like, are they going to get them? I wonder how their team's treating Ninja. Like, I wonder if they're trying to get him out there. I haven't really seen much.
Yeah, I mean, there's when you go over the Mixer, there's maybe like a handful of people that can crack over 1K, and then the rest of them are all these ex-Twitch streamers, Shroud, Ewok, King Goliath, and Ninja, and stuff like that, and they're always up top. But there's just such a divide. It's almost like it's very weird how they went and did it. It's just, you think that it would trickle down and be a lot easier, but I think people are just going to that platform to watch it, or watch like Ninja, or watch Shroud because they used to watch him on Twitch.
Yeah. Man.
I can't wait for these stats. I just want the stats. I love stats so much.
They are so enlightening, and they kind of like give us what do I want to say? They kind of give us some context for how other things are feeling. It really makes you feel like you're not alone in it. But let's pivot here into this next conversation. This one's scary. I saw this about as soon as this came out. It was in my Twitter feed. Twitch streamer under fire after biting and throwing a toddler on stream. This comes to us from the Dexerto.com website. Basically, it says Twitch streamer has been allegedly banned and faced an abundance of backlash after biting and throwing their child while playing Fortnite on stream. During a December 16th broadcast, the streamer with the alias TTV_Majestic Unicorn appeared to bite and throw a toddler on stream while attempting to play Fortnite. Shortly after the clip where the incident was released in a tweet, the Twitch community huddled up and called for the Twitch channel to be suspended from the platform. I saw this. At first, I wasn't even sure what I was witnessing because it was on a clip on my phone, but then I started reading replies where people were explaining it. I was like, oh, the creator received a slew of adverse comments in response to the tweet, which questioned whether it was child abuse and went against the platform's guidelines. Yeah, man, I don't know. This stuff happens more often than we'd like to acknowledge, I think, as a platform. That we talked about this a week or two ago, but the domestic abuse and all that other stuff that was going on. It's crazy what people do on a live stream.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some stuff, but I can't see anything. But it's one of the say, I don't know what size of a channel he was. It looks like he has 3 viewers in this clip.
I think it was the mom, actually. I think it was a mom. From memory, I think this was the mom of the child or something. It was so weird. Like, at first, I couldn't even tell that they were, like, hitting the kid. Like, it was very weird. They were definitely throwing the kid around, though. And I don't mean, like, throwing them across the room, but, like, you could... The moral of the story is this kid needs to get out of there because that mom's not going to get better. She was just like treating him like a sack of potatoes. It was like, I really want to drive this home. They were not throwing them like you might think throwing somebody across the room, but like just picking them up and kind of like dropping them onto the bed that they were sitting on. It was a weird, I don't know.
Yeah, viewer discretion when you go watch it because it is kind of disturbing in certain senses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because when I think I had read the text of the tweet before I watched it. And so I was like expecting something crazy, but then I was like watching, I'm like, oh, yeah, this person's not like, The fear is for me, and we'll see if this article elaborates any further on it, but my fear is that kid needs to be taken away regardless of what Twitch decides to do. But, yeah, I don't know. Do we have any news that Twitch has actually banned the channel yet? Oh, it does say the streamer's channel is no longer available. So, yep, I'm there right now. Sorry, that page is in another castle. Okay. Well, that's good, Twitch. Good for you.
I'm glad they banned it. I mean, yeah. The thing is like people tweet that out and stuff. They have 3 average viewership in a Fortnite directory, so it's one of those things that kind of is hard to really spot unless the community or we pull it up and show Twitch. So I think Twitch acted fast enough and like got on top of it right away. That's something that's definitely not there. I mean, it's controversial, yeah, like it shouldn't be happened, but that's one of those things where I can see where Twitch just didn't get to it in time or whatever. But they took it down. Everything's cleared out now, but it's still unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I'm very much pro Twitch on this one. It seems like they did that rather quickly. I don't know what the actual turnaround was, but it also mentions in here that details were passed on to the authorities, which is great. Although it's worth noting that Twitch themselves do not comment on community guideline violations due to respecting the privacy of their users, which, again, Twitch, I have to drag you guys. That is the crappiest claim, in my opinion. I don't know how you have a public platform. Everything's public, from the reporting policies to everything else to getting people unbanned. It's all public, but you won't discuss it publicly. So I'm not even convinced that did Twitch take this page down, or did the person delete their own page? Like, that has me questioning that, because this does not say, I want to be clear, this does not say that Twitch actually did this. It just says the page is no longer available.
I don't know. I think that, Twitch probably did something. I don't know too far in depth about it, so.
My fingers are crossed, Twitch, but see, that doubt that I have in my mind is what scares me about them. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that person has got enough, harassment that they deleted their own page, or I'm going to assume Twitch did it, and we'll give them the credit, I guess, this time around. But be better, Twitch. Discuss publicly, please. On a whole other note.
Would be nice. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like, no, I was just going to, I'll go off of that for a second. Say, I would love that Twitch would like publish really, they don't have to be extensive, but just be like, thank you very much, everyone, for reporting this thing. We've looked into the case of so-and-so's account. We have decided to ban due to this violation. Blah. Like, I don't know. And they don't need to tweet it out for every single one. I could see how that would just become a deluge of, like, them just having a Twitter account for all the pages that were banned. But I feel like they maybe should talk about their more high-profile cases, stuff like this.
I mean, they definitely should, but at the same time, I see where it saves them so much grief. Where because you can take anything that they say and flip it and make it against them. Because there's people out there just headhunting for Twitch and stuff. So I don't know. I kind of see why they do it. It would be nice to know what happened, and they're doing it where they're sending clips to you, but they're not making it public. So they're they're trying to do as much as they can. I mean, it's one of those things where. It's like the Roman days, you got to like be very political and watch what you do, because if not, they'll go after your head. So,
very
true. I see
true.
why they did it.
Well, on a whole other side of the spectrum, and I don't want to say this is really positive or negative, because I want to get your opinion on this, but channel points, they're now live, Nate. An easy way to engage with your audience. If you guys want to see it, it's up on the Twitch blog. You can find that out. Are you excited for these? Have you been demoing them?
Yeah, I've been dimming. I almost forgot that they weren't released yet, because I've had them for quite some time now. But I love them. I think they're awesome. It's a good way to get like people involved. I think this system should have already been in place instead of us using bots back in the day. I love all the weird things you can do with them. Like, I'm adding a new one where it's like, 30K and you get my personal Snapchat. Like, like now you get look at my snaps or whatever, I guess, even though I don't Snapchat. But stuff like that, yeah. I like it.
So I actually, brief intermission, or brief whatever the word is here, but Clerical Apathy in chat says apparently the streamer involved was arrested. So there is an article here. Twitch streamer under the username Majestic Unicorn sparked outrage, and so they were arrested. So quick amendment is the word I should be saying, but you guys can look that up. That's crazy that happened. Back to channel points, though. this is a system that I'm excited. I noticed that they posted they're opening up to developers, because the one thing that bothers me about channel points is they feel a little limited to me, and I feel like my audience is annoyed by them. The way that they talk about them makes it sound like they're really annoyed they have so many channel points to spend and so little things to spend them on. So I guess this may be a rough suggestion. When you're setting these up, move maybe above the default for Twitch's things, like up the cost of these points. So, I mean, everyone's going to want to do this differently in your own space, right? But that's one thing I've gotten some feedback on. I know my community likes to bring these up a lot. I never do, because I'm like, I kind of don't like them as they currently stand. I stand a little bit in opposition to you on it. I think they're a great idea, but I feel like they're so limited. And they want you to create custom things. So for anyone out there looking to do it, you can. But the custom thing, what bothers me is there is no API integration to it yet, though they are open to it. And the Twitch dev blog or Twitch dev Twitter account liked my comment about that, saying, this would be really great if you open this up, get people involved, because I don't want to have to micromanage points really, like midstream. But I could see if, we get people in there like Stream Elements, Streamlabs, maybe even Spotify or whomever else lets people kind of buy things like a song request through there, anything else, like just it would make it a lot easier on us, the streamer.
Oh yeah, especially if it was incorporated, so that way you can add so much more, like maybe even like a sound bite clip or whatever.
Yes.
You get to the point and then you can like spend the points from the chat to do it. So just do exactly what our bots did, but now since it's integrated with Twitch, we do that, I guess, because it's kind of one of those, because I raised like you were talking about the points, people get super upset about how much my points are worth. Because like my minimum things like 1K is like how much you should spend on like to say like something in chat, and then like I have all the way up to 100K points. So people are like, man, that's like a lot. But I feel like it works so people aren't spamming in my chat, and it's really nice to manage it that way. Because I don't know how much your points are. And what did you mean also by they were complaining about how many points they had?
Literally people saying like, I have too many points and nothing to spend them on. And I see that comment all the time, and I'm like, tweet at Twitch, like tell Twitch to give you more options of what to, because I asked the question the other day in my Discord. I was like, are you guys actually annoyed with these channel points? Because you sound annoyed, like genuinely asking, like, because I'm seriously considering shutting them off on my stream, just because I feel like for every one person that enjoys them, it feels like I get two that say I have nothing to spend my points on. I'm like, does that actively bother you? If you're taking the time to type that, I'm assuming it does keep you awake at night. Like that, I have to kind of assume that, right? To be fair, not to like malign anyone or anything, but like I'm assuming if you're writing it, you're actually perturbed and agitated by it. So I'm like, should we get rid of it? Does it bother people that don't have anything to spend it on? I'm trying to find it in the...
You know what's crazy is my number one points that have been spent on my channel, like what they spend, like my viewers like to spend points on. I have a 5K one that says spend 5K points on nothing. And they just spend 5K points on nothing, and they get rid of them all the time. So I don't know. I mean, I like them. I think it's a neat idea. The thing is, it's the damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like no matter what they do, they can put stuff up on like, Twitch will always do stuff to try to better the platform. People are always going to find something to nitpick at, and like, that's just how it is.
So they did move.
Can't make everyone happy.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for these, they moved these in their settings here. So it's under the community tab now. I think it used to be under the partner or affiliate settings, but let's see. I finally found mine. I used the handy dandy guide that Twitch put on their blog. I have like a waster at 1,000 points. So it's just like chat spam ooh-woos, and there's a 1,500 have chat spam emotes. Mine, no, I do have some that are a lot lower, like highlight my message is currently 600. We'll make that 1,000. I'm going to bump some of these up right now. But I think it is smart, like bump it up before, you have people come in here and get used to them at a lower level. I did immediately catch flack though, the first time that I up the choose an emote to unlock. I made that really expensive, and people are not happy about that. But the trick is, it is a thing where you are giving up some income. Like I had people coming by every day to unlock all my emotes, which is fine, but they weren't really like channel members. Like they weren't lurker. Well, I guess they were lurkers, so they were there. But it was kind of strange. I was like, oh, it's weird. I don't know. I'm very on the fence with it. Like, I like the system, but I'm confused by the system. It just needs more avenues, I think.
Yeah, because some people come, like I said, some people are like, these are too expensive. But we have communities where people, and this is astronomical because I think like the average person on Twitch spends about 30 minutes in a broadcaster's channel, and we have people that sit in our channels for like 4 or 5 hours
Yeah.
plus. So our community is a little different. So like I said, it's kind of like weigh out like how much you want to spend on it. But I think spending like 1,000 points to send me your energy, or like 30,000 points to get a Snapchat, or 100,000 points for me to gift you a sub in my channel. Like, like I try to do these things so they're like expensive enough, but no matter what you do, like I said, some people are like, this is just too expensive. And other people have gobs and gobs and gobs of points to spend. So
the balance is very hard, and that's where it kind of becomes its own job. I also want to call out a star in chat here, says on YouTube chat, says it's also really easy to miss redemptions. So that's a little bit of a trick I want to call out to people. If you are creating your own custom channel points, and my biggest hesitation about it is they're not... Well, I read my chat through Chatty, the program, and that only puts the thing in as this dark blue line of text. And yes, I could recolor it and do other fancy things, but I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy. The moral of the story is it means custom redemptions come through as a very hard to see, very easy to ignore. And I always worry personally as a streamer about getting flack from ignoring someone's spend. You know, like people like their subscription to be called out. They want the bits to be called out. And that's the thing. And we do that. That's what we like about the platform, is there's that back and forth. But if you miss it, I'll admit I've subbed to someone before, not gotten the call out from it, and my like subconscious is upset and offended by that. Like I'm like, wow, way not to give me my like 2 seconds of limelight. Which as a streamer, I have empathy to both sides. As a streamer, it's hard to catch that, but I can also see as a viewer, you're spending money. And all you want is your little bit of recognition for doing so. And I fear these points work in a similar way. Again, very subconsciously, where it's like if you spend it, I don't know. There's also something in here called smart costs for default rewards. Smart costs will automatically adjust your default reward cost based on the size of your audience and the redemption rate of your rewards. What? How do I do this? Turn on smart costs. I'm turning on smart. Okay. I did it. I turned on smart costs now. I don't know what that's going to do. Okay, I just... Yeah, so it reduced the price of a lot of my things by, like, a lot. I don't know if you want to do this or not.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, because I want to keep mine high. I think it's all the algorithm weird stuff where it's like, okay, well, you only have 200 people watching your channel, and this is how many messages are being sent, and this is how many people are using them, so we're going to turn them on. I think it's all situational basis. But at least they're putting something out there to hope that they can attack this, I'm
going to try it, man. I'm going to try this feature, because it is a checkbox, and it totally derailed my train of thought on whatever I was saying before. Whatever I was saying before, not as important as smart cost. That is a neat idea, though. I've got to give it to them. So basically... if people start spamming the highlight my message, it will go up in cost over time. It did set it the whole way down to 100, like 100 points, which is nothing. So I bet there's the highlight my message one.
Oh, yeah.
That got turned to the smart cost thing, adjusted that the whole way down to 100, which is crazy low for where it was before. I think I had it 10 times higher. However, I mean, we'll see what this does. The worst case is I'll have a little bit more spam the next couple days. But, yeah, then, I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly on the fence of shutting them off for good. Like, that's just where my heart is with them. I, as a streamer, don't like stuff that takes away from the experience of streaming. And that means me. I don't want to be doing an extra job on top of streaming, because we're already balancing audio, making sure our video is clean, updating our social medias during it. We're being entertaining in the game. And then it starts to become like, okay, now I'm adjusting points, and now I'm redeeming points, and now I'm doing push-ups because of points, and now I'm doing all this other stuff. It's actually why I recently killed a third-party program or software that I was a fan of called Stream Loots. They were really cool, and it was a card game sort of thing, but it got too much to update.
Yeah, that's the when they reach out to me for their getting in contact, try to get their stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
really cool to get people involved, especially when you're like starting out and have a smaller community, and it's nice to get paid. But once you get over that threshold and you have a lot of people trying to redeem these things, because I've been in your broadcasts where people are spamming like, change your horse in ESO, do this, do this, do this, and it gets to the point where it's just like, whoa, like this is so much, like, and it's almost like people are doing it because they know that they can be trolly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it freaked me out. That's why I didn't want to be a part of it. I was like, I can't do it, man.
I'll say
But
I made a large chunk of money off of it, and that was great as a streamer. You know, it really helped pay my bills this summer. But like you said, there is kind of a troll tendency that comes through there, and it's really hard because, I'm sure some people don't use it in the way of trying to troll, but it's like, oh, we're just in the middle of this really focused conversation, and now, you know, the card has been played for you to go do something bizarro that's totally off base. It's tricky because these redemption style things are fun when they're fun, and they're not when they're not. And how do you figure that out? Oof. So I would say for a lot of people as a general rule, if someone's setting this stuff up, try upping the prices of some of them straight off the bat and then see what happens then. If you don't like it, you can play with this auto adjust tool. I will come back with information on that. Mac Raven in chat says she's going to mess with it during the week and try it out, like on my stream, be actively playing with it. We'll see how that works. And I'll hopefully come back with some intel on it and let you guys know to smart adjust your points or not.
yeah, the huge thing is with the whole point system too is don't be afraid of turning it off. I have a couple broadcasting friends that are like a lot larger, like in the 1K range of like average viewership, and they have shut off their gifted subs, their bits, and they have shut off their channel points, and they're just keeping with the same thing. And it seems like, and they're still doing very fantastic with like gifting subs and stuff because they do everything in their own channel. Like, you know, the person does like, if I get like 10 gifted subs, that's 10 drinks, and then double during this hour, and then he drinks more during that hour and takes sips out of his beer or whatever else. And then we also have other people that like, you know, so it really determines what you do, like whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to go all out and you use channel points and stuff, I think I'm probably going to turn them off, honestly.
Oh, interesting. So you're already in my camp of turning them off as well.
Yeah, well, it's
wow.
the thing is there's some cool ones. Like when I'm in like a weird position where like I kind of like them and I kind of don't, just because there's two that I do like. When people send me the energy where I'm like sitting there like I just died, and like to a boss or something, like, oh, all of a sudden my chat fills, people are sending me their energy, you know, like That's kind of cool. But I don't know, so it's just I'm on the fence with them as well too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Twitch built in some tools where you can edit an emote. And I do like that people can unlock an emote of their own sometimes, but I do think as a streamer it is strange because it technically cuts into your income. Like, not to be greedy businessman, but I have to be for a minute and say you got to recognize someone can now it is effectively devaluing an offering that you had. Like, gosh, I can't think of a good real world example of this other, you know, I wanted to come up with one off the top of my head, but really you're just saying like, hey, instead of coming and buying my product, if you loiter in my store long enough, you technically can just have it for free. Like, could you imagine what Walmart would be like? Like, is that kind of close?
That'd be awesome.
It's like, yeah,
that'd be awesome though.
Come to
Imagine
Walmart.
going to Walmart and everyone just standing. There's just like a whole slew of people standing around TVs and like, I only got like 26 more hours, and that TV is mine, bud.
And I want to emphasize, there are people that are using it for a good reason, which is kind of where it's like a challenge, you know. But I did find that one guy to be strange, and I haven't seen him on my stream since I cranked up the points, for what that's worth. Like, I'm just remembering that now. But the dude that came by, and he would unlock almost all of my emotes every single day. There's a part of me that should still be very happy because he was spending a lot of time in the stream to do it. But it's interesting that when I cranked that up, he no longer came by the stream, or at least doesn't announce himself. So I don't know. I think another thing that you triggered in my brain was maybe run these on specific nights. Like these could be fun to do during a subathon or like during a special day, or maybe you only have one night a week that like you trigger channel points. Like maybe that's your Friday evening special sort of deal. Like there are other ways to work with this than just it's either on full time or it's off full time. So
Yeah, it'd be cool if they give you an option to toggle on and off, and then you could do it for like subathons and turn on all the values and things. I mean, at least they give us the option to turn them on and off, right?
yeah, that's true.
Huh.
I will say, I think in summary of these points is the thing that I heard about 2 weeks into them launching, and that is they are a fine system, but I'm bored because that is well before I even started using them. I didn't know there was a beta sign up at the time, and people were saying, I have these on my channel, I'm just not that interested in them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. Like that, I think we had that conversation way earlier than TwitchCon this year. That was when they like first started baiting, and they just don't have the pizzazz. Though again, very excited to see what they do with other developers in the API, because it could get, they may be going from meh to like, hell yeah, use them all the time on your channel if the right developers come out and ingrain them in the, appropriate ways and give us those options.
Another thing is if you guys are listening out there and you want some front page spots or maybe 20 duffel bags from Twitch, you could always what are you gonna do? You gotta tweet at them or something?
I think so I did send this to Nate. Now, I can't get to it without your screens here, so I can't pull that up, that link.
Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. But we'll
Oh, it's an email. I might be able to find this. Sorry. So basically, Twitch was saying if you want to get in there and customize your channel points, here we go. Already found it. Channel points are here. We want our affiliates and partners to make the most of the program. And the streamers who customize channel points will get a chance to win one of 5 placements on the Twitch homepage carousel or one of 20 duffel bags. To be eligible for the reward, you must do the following by the 31st of January. And that is give your program its own unique name. Done. Personalize your point display, add an icon or emote you already use or make something new. The tricky thing there is it doesn't say how many of them you need to. Oh no, that's the generic display. That's the one that people see in the bottom bar. Okay. And it says make a custom reward, create something unique that your viewers can redeem. So that's actually pretty easy, and I think I checked all those boxes originally just exploring the program.
I might put one at the very, very bottom, and it's like maybe like 10 million points, and say I'll perma delete my channel.
Oh,
just for fun, because no one's gonna reach it.
Actually, oh god, I want to do that right now. What can I? Okay, so we have a joke. I said when I got Twitch partner, I would do a belly button reveal, and my audience went mad for that. I should do like 1 billion points is belly button reveal photo. Like now you make me want to do crazy stuff with these. Just don't let that automatic system adjust, or you'll be sending belly button pics
Next
all
thing
day.
you know, you're gonna shut 1 point to show your belly button on stream. Oh man, come on!
Gotta save those lewds for later, man. So either way, I mean, do with it as you will. It's a cool tool that Twitch gave us, and I think it has great potential. I just don't think it's there yet. I'm sure someone out there, if you guys have great ideas, let us know what you're doing with it. What does your community love? I think what we really need for it, and I think this is going to be that API with Stream Elements and Streamlabs, is we're going to need on-screen displays for stuff. Like, if you could trigger a GIF to play, if you could trigger, like you said earlier, the soundbite is the biggest for me. I want that badly. If you could trigger an emote explosion on the screen, like Streamlabs lets you do, there are all kinds of things that would be very cool if the tools were created. So TBD what happens.
Mm-hmm.
A star in chat says, watch what you say. Someone's bound to get there. Oh my gosh. So yeah, don't put your belly button that easily on the line. Anything else you want to cover this week, Nate? I think we wrapped up a good chunk of news really quickly.
Yeah, I think we did. We covered all the bases and everything that's out right now. So Q4 stuff's going to be coming out very, very soon as well. That's going to be exciting. So yeah, no, I'm good.
That's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. So everyone out there, again, reminder: at the time of recording this, it is Christmas in less than a week. Come up with all your fun holiday ideas that you want to do on stream. I know I love to stream during that time. I know many people are spending it with family, but many more are spending it online.
What are we gonna do for a podcast? It's Christmas Day.
Honestly, I assume we're not going to do it unless you really want to do it.
That sounds good. Nah, that's my streaming day. That's the day. If you're a broadcaster, you should definitely be streaming.
I was gonna say I will be streaming hard on Christmas and Christmas Eve. That's like 2 days I've been taking off. But so yeah, no, let's save it. We'll do it a different day, or we'll just skip next week's. Actually, there's probably not gonna be any news since it's the holidays. Maybe we'll come back to you guys the following week after Christmas with all kinds of juicy stories of like, I don't know, parents shoving their kids into stockings or something. Who knows?
That'll be our first one of 2020, man.
Oh man, going into the new decade. So why don't you tell the fine folks where they can find you until then, Nate?
Awesome. You can find me at twitch.tv/gnarly_Nate and at Instagram and Twitter at gnarly_Nate@TTV.
Annie's now sharing, I don't want to say lewds. You're not sharing. What would you say?
Yeah, I am now an e-boy. So if you guys, maybe I'll have a Patreon very soon, guys. So if you want a 2020 calendar of me and lewd poses, make sure you hop on that.
If you want to see.
And you think I'm joking.
If you want to see him, I don't know, what is it? Have a candy cane in his mouth, all sticky with holiday treats, confectionaries. There you go. You can find
they
him
don't
there.
they don't make candy cane sticks large enough.
Wait, they do though. They make those ones that are like size of umbrellas. Have you not seen that? Like they're
for
really
my appetite.
I mean,
I did not know that,
you better go out there and buy two. Check Big Lots or something. They always have stuff like that. Okay, everyone. And in the meantime, you can find me twitch.tv/Kyle Dempster Studios. I've been going crazy over here on YouTube, uploading multiple times per week a vlog and Let's Play. So if you don't already have it, it's youtube.com/Kyle Dempster Studios as well. That's also where you can find Nate and I on Wednesday evenings, minus Christmas. But we get on here, what is it, 7 p.m. Eastern time now? That's our... Okay, sorry, time zones killed me for a sec. 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. You can join the chat. Thank you all, chat, for coming out here. We appreciate all you guys sharing your insights, especially those amazing catches like Clerical did with the revision to that article and all that sort of stuff. We appreciate it. It's also a great time to ask and add things to the conversation. So if you're listening to this and you're also around on Wednesday nights, maybe you want to stop by for that. And the Twitter is twitter.com/Kyle Dempster STU. Instagram is the full name, Kyle Dempster Studios. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a very happy holidays and a huge success on Twitch. Like I said, broadcast like crazy during that span. And we will see you in the new year. Bye-bye, everyone. Chat, how are ya? We love you. Thank you for being here. You guys rock.
January's in here. We got a little Wavering. We got a Simple Khajiit. Dude, we got a lot of people. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for this. It's fun. I also need to realign my chat window so I can see this better because I apologize. You guys were way off to the side today. So, yeah. Okay, guys, have a good night. We'll be back. See you tomorrow on Twitch streams. We love you all. Sleep well, friends. Bye.